but at least you see how it happens in one spot. You can extract from that something that'll work for you. So when I'm doing that, I'm starting here, so when I reverse it, I'm going across all the strings, so now I change that pattern. Skipping to 2, and it's a completely different set of muscles. You notice when you go home, just do all 4 all the way across. Discovering that, and then you do the next 2 fingers, and then of course you finally work up to the killer. All that sound. So what I'll do that for hours and hours and hours, just build this machine out of my hands, so that it'll do my bidding no matter what. And then all kinds of other patterns and running scales up and down the neck, usually just a major scale I really know. In fact, is a major scale. And just learning the neck and chordal things and all the difficult stuff. And the same thing with the right hand. Across the neck, different sets of strings, all that stuff. Then after, I drive people nuts. Oh yeah, I'm good coffee here. If I do this too fast, I apologize. And then it's time to play. It's actually now, hopefully, it's art. And it's actually music, and the other stuff ain't music. And I see sometimes I'll see musicians playing live, and they're into this kind of a mode where they're thinking it through and they're all technical. But to me, it's not really grabbing me. And I don't know what the abstract, intangible thing is that when it grabs you, but I think it has something. Exactly, I think it has something to do with the fact that they're not. There's a little bit of a disconnect between all that technical stuff and now they're just playing. Just like you speak. When I'm speaking here, I'm not thinking about what I'm playing. I'm speaking. I'm just speaking. Obviously, I'm not thinking about what I'm speaking. I make a lot of mistakes. Just like on this. But in fact, when you're speaking from the heart, you don't have to think of it first. You're telling something, something that's emotional and from the heart. You don't have to think it through first, and rehearse it. It just comes out. So for me, this being a language, and very, very analogous to language itself, I try to treat it like that. I try to get it so I don't have to think it through. And the thing that helps me with that is running those mechanics, getting them hard and solid as I can, and then forgetting them all. Now I got these 2 machines that I can just, put on the bass. So that's my advice on practice. The end. Yes, sir. I'll get away.
You have any tour on Brazil?
Not yet. No Brazil schedule yet, but it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Obrigado. Yes, sir.
Do you practice a lot of chords, rock tones, play guitar too?
Yeah, I do play guitar, and I answered a question at yesterday's clinic. A young lady was wondering about chords on bass. A lot of what? Oh, of course, yeah. Yeah, I play a lot of it. No, I'm really a bass player, and so there was a controversy for a while. I was just playing the guitar and bass, but in fact, I can't do this stuff on guitar. I can't do it on. When I play guitar, I use a stone pick, made of stone, and that's a whole different approach. It's more like Neil Young, I think. Sorry, Neil, but I try to be more like him. And a lot of chordal things, a lot of 12 strings, baritone 12 strings, a lot of things, open chords, strings ringing. Yeah. Yeah, well, just because I played in a 3-piece band for so long, to end a song and go, that's good, but if you get that song, there's more notes, more stuff, and you don't have to hire an extra guy to make the band sound, which is very important, because when you're making $100, I'd rather split it 33 each than 25 each, because that made a big difference. Sure. But I explained to this young lady it'd be a good idea for her as a bass player to get a guitar and start learning some cowboy chords. C, G, D, learn, some basic, it's another tequila sunrise, whatever it is that you learn, some simple chords, and you'll see how they're spelled out on the fretboard. It'll start to make sense. I learned it by ear the night before. So I see him in there changing them.
Okay.
Uh-oh. So they handed me the written. I kind of had a chuckle, you know. I could put my coffee on there, maybe. I don't know. And, but fortunately, I heard them rehearsing it, and I could pick it up. And, good chance. Bullet dodged. So.
Even today.
No, I don't know any of this stuff. Fortunately, I got some great friends who know it inside and out. Jeff Berlin is genius with that stuff. Tony McAlpine, unbelievable. So I'll call them up and say, what chord is this? Mixolydian minus fermented 11. I just know that it's so, but one thing I'd like to point out there, I'm not in any way demeaning knowing how to do that stuff, because guys who really know it and know it well, boy, they got the whole package. Jeff Berlin, if you put notation paper down, smeared it with honey and let flies land on it, he could pick it up and sight sing it at pitch. And he's that good. Tony McAlpine just go, A flat. And we check it. A flat. He was right. You know? This guy's got great ears. They hear things. Steve I too. He hears every little thing. We're in the middle of something with 10 guitars harmonizing. Wait. Somebody's playing a D flat on that? No, bro. No, somebody's a D flat. No, somebody's playing. There it is. How did he hear it? I don't know. But I think a lot of guys had great ears. I may be wrong on this. They had great ears to start with, monstrous ears, and they could hear music in intervals and hear something, be able to pick it up right away. Then, when they learned music, since their ears were so great, the connection between it, the music and themselves, reading probably came very easy to them. Because you see a whole smear of notes and hear it, they already know it, how it goes in their ear, so you see what I mean? It's a little bit more closely related to people with giant ears. So myself, I don't need physically big ears. Well, it's just a matter of I explained a little bit before about some of the playing different style, because he does a different style. But basically, I always recommend that to everybody to get up to any level you want is to get in a band and learn some songs. Start playing a band, get in a band, and learn some songs. Whereas a lot of people sit around and learn scales and learn this and learn that, and it's not really music and it's not songs. Jeff Berlin actually backed me up and sent me an email that day. He said, thank God somebody's speaking out against learning scales, because if you don't know music first, or you don't know how to play songs, the scales are just there to kind of illustrate and to communicate and explain to another musician what you're talking about, and to analyze what's already there as music, I believe, anyway. So I always say for everybody, get in a band, start to learn songs, grow, let nature take its course, play every gig you possibly can under every conceivable condition known to man and some unknown to man. Nature will take its course. And I think it's the best way to get depth as a player and real understanding as a player. Yes, sir.
Billy, to the young players, what would you recommend for the right hand? Because I think when they're first learning, is there things that you would recommend to young players for their right hand to either strengthen or just something that they should do, a basic thing?
Well, again, not to sound like a broken record, but playing live, you hit it hard. You always hit it hard. And you have to now, you're challenged with problems to solve. Because you're on stage and you're playing, whatever it is. High-speed version of Stealing by Right Here. Even if it's just one finger, eventually your calluses will develop, your muscles will develop, and I always believe that the stuff should be music-driven, not finger or technique-driven. So if you're playing in a band where you just basically got to go